So what I thought we'd do today is look at some anterior shoulder pain. So kind of front here, back there of the shoulders, just a side view. Very kind of, well, not very elaborate this drawing, but hopefully you can kind of see where I'm up to on there. So someone's come in for treatment because they've got anterior shoulder pain. So in this particular case study, what we're going to rule out is anything kind of medically going on this. So, the lungs have been checked, ribs have been checked and everything like so. So on this one, what we're looking at is what else would cause this anterior shoulder pain. So maybe it's come on just from suddenly lifting at the gym, may have come on from lifting something in the office at work. It could be a repetitive motion thing where it's just started over a period of time and gradually got worse. So the easy option could be that we've just got a problem with the muscles on the front of the arm. So if we looked at maybe doing some bicep curls or something like that, it may restore some of the function on here. But quite often it might be more complicated than that. So if we're working the muscles on the front, maybe what's happening is the pain on the front is due to the head kind of wanting to force forward against the muscles. So there's only a fraction of movement on here, but they're looking at about 1 millimeter or so just on the joint being able to shift forward. But sometimes if the muscles around the shoulder joint aren't working well, it can cause some of this anterior shoulder pain. So if we work just the muscles on the front, it could ease the pain, but for some it might not be enough to kind of look at that. We might have to start working around the muscles around the back. So it would mean going to the scapulars to see how they work. So if we lift the arm up, do the scapulars move correctly, shift forward and backwards, outwards and inwards. So I'm not going to get too anatomical today on this. So if these scapulars don't move too well, it won't let the arm come up and move in different directions very well. So we might have to then, this little problem now becomes a bigger problem because we've got to look at how the muscles work around the shoulder blades. So instead of having one exercise for rehab here, we might have to look 3 or 4 exercises to try and restore some motion on the scapulars to get better motion on the front of the arm. Now it could also be that these muscles have kind of restricted motion. Muscles here and here have restricted movement around the spinal joints as well. So maybe when I lean forward, I've got more of a stiffer back and I can't round my back. So that would also affect the shoulder blades, but it may mean that we've got to look at getting mobility on the spine. Now, there's different ways of doing that, but it might be the muscles around that spine aren't working effectively enough to allow me to be able to bend. Maybe they're in spasm, so when I lean forward, I can't actually round my back. So now you can see this problem gets even bigger. We've got the muscles on the front of the arm, muscles on the back of the arm. We've got these shoulder blades, the scapulars to look at. We've got the spine to see what motion is on there. But the other thing is maybe also that you're some kind of chest breather. So when I breathe in, I'm breathing up here, breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And probably you're going to say, well, isn't that normal? Well, it might be for some, but for some people, what it's going to do is lift the ribs and lock the upper back up and not allow my shoulder blades to work very well. So I might have to do some breathing exercises to bring the ribs down, to get the shoulder blades in a better position and moving better, so then I can lift the arm up. So this little tiny problem that we've got here now becomes a whole body problem here. So you can see how confusing it is sometimes to get rid of that little bit of pain on that anterior shoulder. And you can look at doing a few exercises that maybe you've seen other people do, like rotator cuff ones or bicep curls like we said, but they may not take into consideration what else is going on. So we can look at a nice little rehab program here that we might need to do, but it's going to be very individualized, because you may find that on one person the shoulder blades are working really well, the scapulars, or you might find another person that the mobility is good but the shoulder blades aren't working, the scapulars. So everyone might need a little bit of a different program to restore that function on the front of the shoulder. So hopefully that helps you a little bit looking at this anterior shoulder pain today.